Hello everybody, Timothy Bailey with Project Learn, and today we are going to talk about hot weather. We're going to look at some hot weather language because today is a hot day. If you remember before, I mentioned in another video, we have around the world two methods of talking about temperature. Temperature is how hot or how cold the weather is. Or other things are. We use temperature for other things as well, right? So there are two in the United States. We use this one, Fahrenheit, and it's usually the F. The little circle here means degrees, right? Degrees is the amount of temperature, hot or cold, right? So Fahrenheit is what we use. So you might see that on the news or in the newspaper. Many other countries around the world, however, use Celsius, and that's the one here. And you can see they are not the same. So a very nice temperature of 60 degrees, for example, Fahrenheit, is 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, you can see that. So let's go ahead and look at our hot temperature language. Here you have the sun, who is hot, wearing the sunglasses and has the fan. Starting from not very hot, we have mild, right? So mild temperature might be like 70 degrees. Keep in mind, adjectives are always dependent on the person. What is mild for me might be hot or cold for someone else, right? But no matter what, it's really not quite hot, no matter what temperature that is. Then we have warm. So this might be 80, for example, in the 80s for some people, right? So warmer, hotter than mild, but not super hot, not very hot. And then, of course, we have hot, right? But we have a lot of words and a lot of language for hot and beyond hot. And I mentioned before, right, people might say it's very hot, but we have some really good vocabulary words that we can use instead of saying very hot. We have a word like sweltering. Right? Sweltering tells us it's exceptionally hot, exceedingly hot, very hot. We have the word baking, right? Oh, I'm baking, it's so hot. This one's easy to think about because when we're baking cookies or baking cakes in the oven, the temperature, right, is quite hot, hotter than what people would normally like, right? So it gives you a good picture of being exceptionally hot. Scorching also, right? Exceedingly hot. Boiling, another good one that gives you a picture when we're boiling water, right? We know that it's very, very hot. We have the word blazing. We often use the word blazing to talk about the sun, the blazing sun, right? Or in the desert, the blazing sand. And the last one, sizzling. Another good one, just like boiling and baking, that we can think about and have a picture in our mind when we think about sizzling something in a frying pan, right? The hamburgers are sizzling in the frying pan, and we think about what that temperature might be like, right? And it tells us, yes, right? Quite hot, exceptionally hot. Perhaps even too hot, T-O-O, right? These words are often used, though not always, to tell us that something is too hot, T-O-O, right? It is scorching outside, so we're not going to go play soccer, right? Or the weather is boiling, so we're going to stay inside today, right? In the air conditioner. We can use those like that. We don't have to, but we can do that. What is this? You know what this is? You could say a forest or a woods, right? And that's sort of part of it. But to be more specific, this is a rainforest. And a rainforest has something that we also have in other parts of the world. In Ohio, we have it on different days, right? And I'm going to show you two words, and then I'm going to explain them. So what they have here that we also have is humidity. This is the noun, humidity. When we're describing it, we use the adjective humid. The rainforest is humid. What that means is it's scorching, right? The weather, the temperature is exceptionally hot, but there's also moisture or water in the air. And in this picture, you can see the water, right, on the tops of the trees. So it's both hot and wet at the same time. Now, when we're talking about that, right, whether or not it's exceptionally hot, but there's humidity, we're going to say it's muggy outside, right? When I go outside very quickly, my skin, I can feel it's wet. And not just me sweating, but it just sticks, right? We might say it is sticky outside. That tells you when someone says that it is humid, that there is humidity outside, okay? The noun and the adjective. Some words we might use to talk about it being both exceptionally hot and humid. The word tropical. So this is often referred to as a tropical rainforest. But even in Ohio, if someone says it's tropical outside, they're not meaning it looks like this, right? There's monkeys and these kind of trees, but it's just humid and hot. We might also use the word it's sultry outside. Again, very wet and sticky and hot at the same time. Another one, balmy. Balmy is a very good word. Oh, it's balmy outside. My clothes are just wet, right? It's hot and it's humid. Now let's check out this guy here. So you can tell this guy is hot, right? He's wiping some sweat off of his face onto his shirt. He's got his sunglasses. Maybe he's working outside, right? Which makes it even hotter feeling than, for example, if you were at the beach. And we're going to talk about, for this man, what it is like outside for him and what the man is doing. So two different things we can talk about and use language of heat or hot weather. So let's talk about outside first. We're going to put some things here. It's something outside. Well, we could say it's like an oven outside, right? If the man was saying it, he would just say it's like an oven out here, possibly. This one's easy to picture because, again, you can picture an oven. Remember when we talked about baking? And it's very hot when you're baking cookies, okay? So it's like an oven outside, right? It's very hot, exceptionally hot, scorching. It's like a sauna outside. Now, a sauna, you may not know, a sauna is a room that we go to as part of our exercise or being healthy, right? It makes us sweat. And when we sweat, a lot of the bad things in us come out. So sweating is good, right? So when we compare this, right, this is a simile, right, comparing the outside to the sauna, right? That's what we're doing. It's like a sauna outside. Another one you might hear, it's hot as hell outside, right? Now you have to be careful with this one, depending on who you're around and who you're talking to. They may not appreciate you using this word. It's not really a bad word, right? But they may not like it nonetheless, right? Hell in religion, in Christianity, is the place that we would say that bad people are sent. And if you see cartoons of it, there's always fire and flames, and it's very hot. So that's where this idiom comes from, comparing hell with the outside, it, right, the outside. Again, be careful using this one, but you can say it's like an oven outside or it's like a sauna outside. Now for the man, right here, we're going to use a word, right, and he's going to say, I'm this, right, this adjective. Just like we might say, I'm hungry, or I'm thirsty, or I'm tired. Anytime we are doing this is going to be the adjective, right? So I'm sweating like a pig. Here we're using an idiom, right? Not the adjective. So this is what he's doing, right? I'm sweating like a pig, right? We could also use the idiom or the adjectives from before. I'm roasting, I'm baking, right? Here another one, I'm burning up, right? A phrasal verb, burning, and the preposition up. right? Now I want to go back, right, and show you a little video here, right, where they use one of our words. Now this is from Australia, so the news reporter does have an accent.
January 2000.
Right? But I want you to listen for what she says. Also, the temperature is in Celsius, so keep that in mind.
One Perth suburb hit 44.5 degrees today, and trains were forced to slow down in the extreme heat. Lifesavers were on high alert, but it proved a little tougher for others forced to work in the scorching conditions.
Did you hear what she said? So people were forced to work in these scorching conditions. So scorching is the adjective, conditions is the noun, right? She means it's not just hot, but it is scorching, sweltering, excessively hot is what she is telling us.
With some still in holiday mode, the coast once again became prime real estate. There were at least 30 lifesavers stationed across Perth beaches today, bracing for a summer scorcher. As the mercury...
So now here, she used the noun, right? A summer scorcher. She's saying the day when it is burning up, right? Excessively hot, she is calling a scorcher, right? So she used the adjective, the scorching conditions, and she also used the noun, not as frequent or popular, right? A scorcher, right? A day when it is not just hot, but excessively hot, sweltering and balmy and scorching outside. I hope this was helpful. Here are a couple links, as always, right? With some vocabulary and phrases dealing with hot weather and excessively hot weather. When you go outside and you're sweating and you want air conditioning or you want some ice water or something cold to drink, think about some words you can use to describe the weather around you. Thank you and have a great day.